Hi, I'm Dr. Mary George Varghese. I'm an assistant professor and consulting clinical psychologist. I'm going to talk about the operant conditioning theory given by B.F. Skinner. Skinner has conducted his experiments on mouse using the Skinner box. Based on the experiment, he has come up with the operant conditioning theory. Now, B.F. Skinner was totally against the classical conditioning theory, which states that no stimulus, no response, whereas the Skinner has said man is not a victim of the environment. Man often manipulates the things in the environment with his own initiative. So, according to Skinner, most of the behavior cannot be attributed to the known stimuli. Skinner said there are two types of responses. One is elicited response and the emitted response. The elicited response is that response by a known stimuli, which he called as a respondent behavior, and the other one is the emitted response. It is by an unknown stimuli, and that is what he called as the operant behavior. So according to Skinner, consequences of the behavior is more important than anything. So operant conditioning, it is the process whereby the operant behavior is made more frequent by reinforcement. Importance is given to the operant behavior, and thus he changed the stimulus response formula given by Pavlov to a response stimulus formula. So according to Skinner, when desired response is emitted, a reinforcing stimulus is presented. Desired response is conditioned by constantly reinforcing it. If not reinforced, it results in the extinction of operand or the behavior. The response emitted by the organism is instrumental in bringing about its reinforcement. So, this operant conditioning theory is also known as instrumental conditioning theory. So, based on this operant conditioning, Skinner has come up with certain operations, and those operations can be seen one by one. The first one is shaping. When the desired response do not occur naturally, and efforts are directed by eliciting the appropriate responses. This can be done by building a chain of responses through a step-by-step process. And this step-by-step process of getting the desired response is what is meant by shaping. The second one is chaining. It refers to a process in the shaping of behavior and the learning of a task where the required task is broken down into small steps for its effective learning and reinforcement. The next principle is discrimination and cues. Cues indicates which behavior will be reinforced and which behavior should be punished. With cues, an organism learns to discriminate between stimuli for emitting the learned response. Discrimination is the process of using cues, signals, or information to determine when behavior is likely to be reinforced or punished. The next principle is the generalization. It is the ability of an organism to deal with the perception of or responses to stimuli. Now let's look at the educational implications of operant conditioning theory. This operant conditioning theory has a lot of relevance in the classroom, teaching process and learning environment. According to this theory, we design to create minimum frustration and maximum satisfactions in the classroom. This helps in modifying the undesirable behavior. And again, this operant conditioning theory helps one to manipulate the personality of individuals. It develops motivation through praise, blame, grade, etc. Then it stresses the importance of reinforcer, which can be used periodically so that the extinction of the desired behavior can be reduced. Again, this operant conditioning makes us understand that tasks should be defined and it can be correct response, so you need to reinforce it. So learning activities should be divided into large number of small tasks so that the learning will be easier and that will be adequate for the reinforcement also. And these principles are used in learning machines and programmed learning. So, widely we are making use of this operant conditioning theory in the educational setting. Thank you.